Let me come over here, and then we're gonna have a look at this. The Kenyan killer arrested. Killer arrested. Killer arrested. So let's get to that right now. Whether that's gonna, actually we might not need that for now. Okay, so turns out those who have been following the news, and this goes out to folks from my Kenyan community. That's where we're gonna start. Let's start at what happened last year. So last year, this guy, let me change my background. Thank you. So it turns out last year, a Kenyan by the name Kevin Kangethe killed his girlfriend. Dumped the body at Logan Airport, and he fled to Kenya. He killed his girlfriend, drove to the airport, dumped the body, and if you look at the graphic behind me, the picture of where he's wearing the hoodie, the Jordan hoodie, that was the last picture, the last camera picture that was captured at Logan Airport. So he fled to Kenya. Today, Kevin Kangethe has been arrested in Kenya. When I read the press report, I gotta tell you something. I was shocked. I was shocked because Kevin Kangethe committed a brutal crime by taking someone else's life. But this guy was arrested inside a club in Kenya. And I had too many questions. I had too many questions. Can you guys hear me? I'm using some new airports. Can you guys hear me? I hope I'm not just talking and he's like, what is he talking about? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, can you just type yes? Okay. Woo. Okay. Are we together? Thank you, D. This guy was arrested in a nightclub in Kenya after killing the girlfriend, fleeing the country. Monique is saying, yes, I've just joined WhatsApp. Do you have a WhatsApp group? Do we have anybody who's watching this primetime show that actually knows either you live in Boston, or which WhatsApp group are you talking about, Monique? Is it a WhatsApp group that they're talking about it? Oh, okay. So let's do this. So first, let's start with the WCVB news channel in Boston was on top of this story. Okay, So let's start with what they say. Let me play this.
Also breaking this noon, the suspect in the killing of a Whitman woman whose body was found at Logan Airport is under arrest in Kenya. Kevin Kangethe is accused of killing Margaret Mbitu in November, leaving her body in a parking garage at the airport, and then he got on a plane to Kenya, according to police. The Suffolk County DA says the State Department and FBI worked with Kenyan law enforcement agencies and Massachusetts State Police to arrest him in Nairobi. The DA tells 5 Investigates Kangethe will now be extradited back here to face charges, but that there's no timetable for that yet. We have much more information and background on our website, wcvb.com. Also breaking this news.
Okay, so that's Wadoidi. That's right. That's right. Did y'all get that? Because this is a serious crime in America. He committed murder. The FBI was also involved, and they were actually collaborating with the police force in Kenya. But now let me read you the full report. Rose, this is crazy. I mean, let's continue. So I went to the WCVB news channel, or our website, and this is the report. Suspect in killing of a woman whose body was found at Boston Logan Airport, arrested in Kenya. Check this out. The murder suspect, Kevin Kangethe, who was wanted in connection with the death of a woman found dead at Boston Logan International Airport, has been arrested in Kenya. Margaret Mbitu missed work on Monday, October 30th, and was out of touch with her family, which first raised red flags. 2 days later, the Boston police made the gruesome discovery of Maggie's body. She had been mutilated and left in a parking garage at the airport. That's a recap of what happened. And actually, I think for the first time, personally, that's the first time that I'm actually reading this in a press report saying that she was mutilated and she was left in a parking garage at the airport. Margaret Mbitu died a painful death. So she went missing on October 30th. 2 days later, Margaret Mbitu's body is found at Logan Airport. Allow me to ask one question as we proceed. How many Kenyans are watching this segment tonight who are actually in the USA? Type in the chat. Let me continue. According to investigators and criminal complaint, Kangethe, who's 40 years of law, who police described as Maggie's boyfriend, murdered her. Oh, Rosie in the US? Okay, I got you. Let's continue. Let's continue. Investigators said he boarded a flight to his native Kenya after the crime. And then this happened on Tuesday. The Suffolk District Attorney, Kevin Hayden, confirmed that Kangethe was arrested. So that was confirmed today. In a statement, he said, "I'm extremely grateful to the U.S. Department of State's Diplomatic Security Service, the FBI, the Kenyan law enforcement agencies, the Kenyan government, and the Massachusetts State Police for bringing the person accused of Margaret Mbitu's brutal murder into custody," Hayden said in a statement. So you can see this was a serious crime, and as a result, all these institutions were working together. The guy killed his girlfriend, mutilated her body, dumped the body at the airport, and fled the country. So, Let me continue with the press report. And by the way, this is courtesy of WC. Let me come up here. WCVB news channel. I'm on the website, and that's what they published. Kenya has an extradition treaty with the United States, and multiple state and federal agencies had placed Kangethe on their watch list. Let's continue. Then there's a conclusive statement. Mbitu's sister spoke with 5 investigators last month as the family tried to cope with the grief amid the international manhunt. She said, "It's painful. It's a lot of emotion, and I can't even start to process," said Ann Mbitu, Maggie's sister. "One minute I'm angry, another minute I'm sad. Another minute I don't even want to see daylight, because why? Why will somebody do this to anyone?" Breaking news here at VoTV. Kevin Kangethe has been arrested, who is the suspect in killing of a woman named Margaret Mbitu, whose body was found at Boston Logan Airport last year, November. How many Kenyans are watching this broadcast right now? How many Kenyans are watching this broadcast right now? Because I have questions. This guy, November, December, January, 3 months. Ujamaa alienda Kenya na akaendelea na maisha like nothing happened, to the point si hata alishikiwa kwa nyumba, si hata alishikiwa sijui kwa barabara. Jamaa alipatwa kwa club. Monique, oh, okay. Now you can start. Just start. Okay, I'm gonna start reading the comments. Monique is saying, "I'm here. It's saddening how our ladies are being killed mercilessly." I'm gonna pin that first. Yes. Phoebe, he was walking around and someone knew him but kept silent. That's right. Absolutely. I agree. I agree. Now remember, for you to see how crazy this is, right? Remember, after the killing, after this happened in America, right? After this happened, not even a month later, another Kenyan, alitoka Kenya, took a plane, came all the way to America kuja kuwa bibi yake. The guy who tried, the goofy who tried to hire a killer, but he didn't know that the guy that he was hiring was actually a police officer. We have 2 men who are facing, we have 2 Kenyan men who are facing murder charges in America. One of them has been locked up. The other one has been arrested today. Exactly. Ashley, too many questions. How did he even make it back home and stayed for 3 months? That's the same question that I was asking. Izzo, yeah, Connecticut. That was a guy in Connecticut. How did Kevin go to Kenya and manage to stay for 3 months without being arrested? Okay? Okay. And now, for the first time, I don't know whether you guys, I mean, people are talking about it, people are describing how Margaret Mbitu was killed. Okay? The press report that I was reading at the time, and I covered this story intensively, the press report that I was reading at the time, they never mentioned that her body was mutilated. So today, for the first time, I read the press report, which clearly says she had been mutilated and left in a parking garage at the airport. I mean, like, what a gruesome way to kill somebody. Like, what a gruesome way to end someone's life. Somebody saying could be extortion at play. I ain't gonna jump into conclusions on that. But I mean, here we are right now. Let's proceed. Okay, for the first time, I'm reading in a press report saying that Margaret Mbitu's body had been mutilated. Someone who kills a woman like this, who's a girlfriend, this is what we call what? There's a term they use, right? They call it what? Passion murder. If you have any updates, or if there's something you'd like to share about this case, please drop a comment, or you can be my guest and send a guest request and come up here, because we need to have this conversation. Us, especially the Kenyan community here in America, we need to have this conversation, because it's not the first time, and hold up, it will not be the last time. Okay? Ukiacho Achika. Candace, you knew her? Hold up. You knew her? Izo, we want this guy here ASAP. Yeah, he's gonna be extradited. Oh, they're gonna do this quick. Monique, where will we hide us ladies? It's very saddening and scary in Kenya right now. Let me pin that. Okay, I'm gonna start talking about the, I can strike this thing and we can start talking about like the Airbnb incidences that have been happening, right? Am I right? Humble Queen, I carry everywhere I go. I understand that. Yeah, it's your Second Amendment right. Let me pin it right there. It's your Second Amendment right. Someone is saying ladies are too much as well. Let me listen to this. Man, come over here. I think you said you had. Let me hear. Listen to your argument again. If you're gonna come up here and have this conversation, we need to have this conversation.
Hello.
Mandy.
Yes, please. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
you. As much as we are blaming men on this issue, as well, let's not be one-sided.
No, we're just having an open conversation.
Yeah, there could have been reasons that that catapulted this issue to wherever it reached. Yeah. I could blame it on extortion. Maybe the lady was trying to was maybe like trying to take an advantage of the guy in one way or another. Could be. I can't blame it all on. I can't fully blame it on the lady, but perhaps.
I mean,
there could be reasons.
If I'm not wrong, and correct me if I'm wrong. Margaret Mbitu was a nurse.
Yes, yeah.
That means that means she was just making. Let's have an open conversation about this. And this is Vote TV, and I'm gonna listen to every argument that you have about this case. Go ahead.
Well, I can't deny nurses have their own well, she could be having her own paychecks and what have you. But remember, human beings are never satisfied. As well, if you listen to the guy was, it's like the guy was had decided to come back to Kenya for life. Is it?
I don't know. I don't know that
From
part.
whatever, yeah, from whatever I'm getting to learn, the guy was coming back to Kenya, like fully, not to go back to the US anymore. So
So
maybe there could
is
have
that
been misunderstandings.
okay? But I want to understand this as a man. Okay, I want to understand this, my
Yes.
brother. Okay,
Yes,
does
please.
that give someone what makes a man kill a woman, mutilate her body, dump her at the airport, and leave the country? Whatever, even if it's like there were misunderstandings, because hey, these marriages and these relationships are not. It's not like a walk in the park. Speculation. Those are speculations. That's right. So let me
Well,
ask you, for example, yeah.
I can't decline the fact that taking away a life is wrong. I can't deny the fact that that's
It's wrong.
so wrong.
It's a fact. It's
Yeah,
wrong.
it's wrong. But as well, human nature, we as human beings, we also need to be considerate. More so to our ladies. Our ladies, so far currently, at least they're turning out to be so much of extortionists. Actually, women are very toxic. They're blaming it on men.
Mandy? Are you married? Are you in a relationship right now?
Yes, I am.
Is the woman on the profile picture your wife? Because you have a white woman's picture as your profile picture, so I assume that's your wife.
No, that's not my wife. It's just kind
So
of a
why
picture
you?
that and I just fell in love with it. But okay, all in all,
Oh, you just fell in love with it. Okay, I'm
currently,
just. That's just by the way. I just digress a little bit. I was just trying to understand where you're coming from. But anyway, let's continue. Yeah.
yeah. So currently, with the current generation that we have, and the current situation and the life conditions that we have at stake, women are they're okay. They're playing victims of their own escapades because there's no way you can you can try and joke around with someone's future and what have you, someone's savings plus what have you, things like that. You are trying to ruin someone's life. They okay, in my African understanding, it's the man who should chart the path of the family. So if at all you have decided to be with someone, if the guy has said left, obey that. Right, obey that. Because you have decided to be with this person because you are accustomed to the ideologies of this person. So
So okay, I'm even just by looking at, I can tell that Mandy Edie Moliero. Is that your real name?
no, my real
Okay. So, but I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you Mandy. Mindy or Mende. By the way, Mende. Hey, you picked up a nut, and I can tell you're Kenyan. Are you in the U.S.?
no, I'm not in the US.
Okay. Ashley has a question for you. I mean, the guy is called Mende.
Okay.
For those who are
Fair
watching,
enough.
Mende is a cockroach. Ashley, very far. Okay. You see, guys, come over here. Let's have this conversation. Let's have
Yeah,
this
so
conversation.
as I was just saying, if you decide to live with this person, it means that you have bought the ideologies of this person. So at the point of
Wait. What do you mean? Oh, wait. What are you saying? If you agree to live with this person, you've agreed to buy the ideologies of this person. What do you mean exactly? I gotta be very, very. This one I'm
these
putting on
people
the
are
hard table.
dating, yeah? These people are
Yes,
dating,
they are
right?
dating.
Yeah, they were dating.
Let me actually. Okay, they were dating. But if anybody knows more, can you also type in the chat? Yeah, go ahead. They were dating. Yes, it was a boyfriend and a girlfriend. I don't think were they married. I don't think they were married. But
I think they
they
were
were.
the verge of getting married. They were at the verge of getting married because these are people
Okay.
who have from the reports, they had stayed for quite some time. So all in all,
Candice.
to my thinking, to my thinking, to my thinking, up to the point these people were, that woman should have just given the gentleman, because we are human beings and we also have feelings and
Wait,
emotions.
Mende. Sikwelewi should have given should have given the gentleman what?
The woman should have given the gentleman a piece of understanding and toleration, because you see, these are people. This is someone you had already started building emotions and feelings towards. This is someone you're beginning to feel like it's part of you. So I'm just thinking, whatever happened was just a misunderstanding between the two guys, between the two people. Maybe this person was seeing like he was going to be belittled by the fact that he was coming back, and then there was going to be that miscommunication. After that, it ends up with what? The lady
Okay.
will find
Okay, just
someone
okay,
else.
still okay, bro. Okay, give me a second. Just stay right there. Miss Njao, welcome.
Mende, hi, thank you so much. Mende, I think you need to really, you do not know anything about this couple right here. You need to go and read their story and probably come and give your opinion and your views. Okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is what I wanted to tell you. Their story is all over, and
Has
what
been
you
all over since
it has
October
been
last year.
all over. Just go read it and just understand the whole story, and then just come and tell us what you want to tell us.
Miss Njao, what do you think about this? It's always, do you know what I always say here at VoTV? I always say listening is not a crime. So I love listening to everyone's opinions. What do you think about his approach, and what do you say about this case now that Kangethe has been arrested?
Well, yeah, you know, this lady that, according to the story that was being told by the people that knew, this lady was trying to break off the relationship, and Kangethe did not want to hear a no. And nobody said about they did not even have a future. They were just dating. They were not living together. So as much as Menda is telling us that ladies should just follow and just have the men steer, but not every man is to lead. You know that, right? A lot of us have come from broken families where you don't even want your father to lead you as an adult. You cannot allow your
Absolutely.
own father to lead your kids. So, and when women are a little empowered these days, we can all agree to that. And so when a woman says no, a man should be educated enough to say that, to understand that a no is a no. And even when a man says no, women should, because this domestic violence is happening to both men and women. So if it
That's
is a
true.
no, let it be a no. Just understand that it is a no. Your partner, your spouse does not want to continue a relationship with you. Just respect that.
I like that. I like that statement from Katenusu, who's saying no is a complete sentence.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yes. So
Now, let me ask you a few questions, Miss Njao, as well. Number one, the guy was arrested in a club. I mean, the guy was partying. Like, it's like he fled to Kenya and is out there partying, having killed somebody, and he just goes on with his life. Did that stand out to you?
well, that is showing you that this guy that his killing did not. It was premeditated, first of all, the way he did it. So it was he does not have a heart at all. And people, just like a serial killer will kill one person today, and then in the evening they're going to be with another person, partying and fornicating and all that stuff. You know, the following day
That's
they're
right.
going to kill somebody else. So he
Yeah.
does not have a heart at all.
Then the next statement. Did you know that her body had been mutilated? Because I actually just saw that today.
But I did not read that part of. I just know that her body was found in a car at a certain
That's
airport,
right.
in New Jersey or
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So today, I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. So actually today, for the first time, I'm seeing a press report where it's clearly mentioned that she was mutilated and left in the parking garage at the airport.
That is
I mean, like, what a
I
painful.
do not even understand how he got the nerve to mutilate a body at a public airport, public place, an airport of all places in the US.
Miss Zhao, I was saying these things. I mean, even like reading this statement right now, I don't think he mutilated her body at the airport. I am convinced that he did that wherever he killed Margaret Mbitu.
But
You know, like so let's say for example, like he killed her inside the apartment, and then put everything in a bag or whatever, put it in a car, and just drove to the airport. He didn't.
They say that this lady is the one who drove him to the airport.
Has that been confirmed?
That is what they say. The initial report said, but I don't know. It's yet. I don't know. It was. I didn't know if it was mutilated. I'm going to do research on that. Let me not comment on something
Okay.
that I didn't know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, by the way, I am Jerry. Let me actually bring some more people right here. We're gonna keep on having this conversation. Tati, welcome. Thank you very much. Let me come over here. Let me do this. Tati, welcome to Vote TV.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm blessed, and God is good that I'm healthy.
Okay. Thank you for adding me.
Thank you.
I also want to know what happened. I want to know this story. I'm in Minnesota. That's a Miss Njao. Long time.
Long time, yes, I think.
Oh, Tati, uko Minnesota.
Yeah.
Okay, but you are familiar with.
Upper Rochester.
Okay, Rochester. Okay, like you are familiar with the case, right?
Yeah,
You know what happened last.
The case. I've been following the case for a long time. I'm so glad he was arrested.
Okay, amen. So that's exactly what's happening right now. So he was arrested today, and apparently this guy was arrested. Actually, he was having a nice time. They arrested him in a club.
I know. I'm even wondering what club was that.
Okay. They didn't mention. They don't. I don't have any mention of that in the press report. They just said that he was arrested in a nightclub. Wadoivi, did they say which club? Do you know which club he was arrested in? Let me look at this statement by Mwaki and the way he looks harmless. By the way, Mwaki, and for those of us who live in America and those of us who have been out here, you know that all these serial killers, they look very normal. They're like normal folks. They are folks you go and find in an office, in a corporate office. They don't have their signature on their forehead that they're serial killers. Tati, being in Minnesota, this is not the first time a Kenyan man has killed a Kenyan woman in America.
Where is it?
It isn't.
And when this happened, I remember I came up here and we had a very powerful segment. And do you know what I said? I said it won't be the last time. And what happened?
Yeah.
Not even 2 months later, another Kenyan is arrested in America who actually Jamani Fala. Jamani when I came here to my this guy flew all the way from Kenya, came to America and tried to hire someone to kill the wife in America.
And that guy used to work at a bank. He's a very senior person in a bank. You know that?
Thank you,
I remember
Mr.
that.
Yes, and the guy was working in a bank. Okay, so here we are, as we are having this conversation now. We have one Kenyan who's in prison for attempted murder of his wife because he was a goofy who never knew what to do.
Yeah.
Came to America.
Wait.
Yes,
Wait, the guy was a banker in Kenya or in the US?
in Kenya.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, and now here we are. Kevin Kangethe has been arrested after this gruesome murder of his wife. I want us to have a balanced conversation. Nimekuandikisema hivi. And I'm gonna go back to my statement, Tati, what I said in November last year when Margaret Mbitu was found dead.
Yeah.
My fellow Kenyans in America, if you don't make this a topic, this will not be the last time for this to happen. And we need to ask ourselves one question. Why is it happening? That's a question. Is it that men cannot face rejection? Is it that men have turned out to be animals? Or is it that women are also provoking men to an extent that they actually convert them from lovers to murderers? I need questions. I need answers.
How can you convert somebody to become a psychopath? I think that's something you're born with. For example, this guy who like murdered that woman and mutilated his body. It's not even that thing you just do like the one they say I snapped. Like I snapped. This is not even snapping. This is something else. Because if you snapped, you do something, you call the police and you're arrested. But this is a person who has it like calculated. It was premeditated, I believe.
He had something personal.
Yeah. And it was
And by the way, Tati, again, can I say something? When Margaret Mbitu was found dead, I did a show on that night. And we had a very powerful conversation here. And you know what I was saying? I was challenging men in America to step up, to come and say something. You know what happened on that day?
Yeah.
Make a bright guess.
They supported him?
No. Not even one single guy came up here.
Okay.
So it was women telling their version of the story.
Yeah.
As long as, yes, remember, thank you, Rose. Yeah, they chickened out. Thank you, Jerry. There's powerful word, ego. I like that. CJ, let me ask this question again. I know there are men in the chat who are watching. I know there are Kenyan men who are in America who are watching. I know there are Kenyan men in the chat who are watching, period. Can you come up here? Can you come up here and have a conversation? And let's have a balanced conversation. Because as long as I'm looking at my request and all I see is women, we are having an imbalanced conversation. Don't you agree?
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
And you know what's going to happen if we
Bro,
keep on having an...
bro.
Yes. Go ahead.
You'll
Go ahead, Mende.
you'll have to admit the fact that the third point that you raised, it can't be downplayed. For this gentleman to go to that extent that he reached, he
Yeah.
must have been asked by one or two actions from the other party. So we can't just put all the blame on this gentleman. This is a human being.
Are you
He's a
serious?
living thing.
Like
He has emotions as well.
My goodness, man.
So however much it is wrong, women also have a part to play in this. They can't be saints forever. They have a very big role to play in this. Because you can't expect people have different levels of anger and anger related issues. People have different levels.
Yeah, that's why there's
They're
therapy, Mande.
Yeah, so you can't downplay the fact that the other party was also hurt. However much it was
why
wrong,
you
it was
walk
Oh
Hyena's
my
hurt. Yes,
goodness.
it is.
Who in this world hasn't been hurt? Who in this world has not been rejected? You know, you don't go killing people because they rejected you or they insulted you or they cut you off in traffic.
we have
You
more
see, this is the problem.
We have
Like,
more women being rejected by men than we have women.
exactly.
I know.
The problem here is that in Africa, we are brought up, people are brought up with struggle. They're not brought up with love. And that's the truth. You know what I mean? And then there's that a point where men come into the US and then they find out, shit, I can't be behaving the way I was behaving in Kenya. You know what I mean? Even
Facts.
we're on these platforms, like you can tell, like the men who come, they just talk and they don't have control of themselves. But here we're in a place where you gotta follow laws. You can't just do shit to people. In Kenya, people just do what they want. Like the guy who put a hit on his wife. So that dude, what he did, he flew in and then he got a private investigator to look.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. And then the private investigator found out that the lady had a restraining order on him. Then
That's
she's
right.
like, I ain't doing shit for you. And he he's like, no, I'm not going to involve myself. And then he found somebody else because he thinks, people be thinking we're in Kenya, he finds somebody else. You know why people don't have awananga nini bro code? White people wananga bro code, wanasemanga kila kitu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
they
right.
don't. Yeah, wananga masiri. So
Yeah.
you kaenda kwa polisi. You know what I mean? Yeah,
That's
because
right.
this dude thought like he has the same power that he has in Kenya.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
But let's also thank you, Tay Tay. Shout out to everybody. By the way, thank you very much. I see people who are following Vote TV and becoming official members, and shout out to all the gifters. And also feel free to support the live goal as we proceed. Now let me ask one question. Candice, you said you knew Margaret Mbitu.
Yeah.
So this is.
So I met her back in 2019. She was dating my brother. That's how I met her.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know her very well. And the people in Boston know her very well. Yeah, she was an amazing girl, very humble, hardworking, and she lived with her parents. She lived briefly with a friend of hers, but then she lived with her parents. So I knew her very well.
So
But
this is
I
a
never
very,
knew that dude.
this is a very, this is personal. Did you ever know? Did she ever talk? Did you ever met Kangethe, or did she ever talk to you about Kangethe and her relationship with Kangethe after? Because I understand she was dead.
I never knew Kangethe to that level. I never knew that dude, but I knew her very well. We never talked about Kangethe or anything.
Okay. Do you know something which is also interesting? And Jerry, she was loved. Jerry, did you know Margaret? Are you in Boston or something? Are you in Massachusetts? Do we have, by the way, because this is Vote TV right here. Do we have any folks from she was in Rowo.
Yeah.
Rowo. I got a question. Do you know something else that stands out to me, Miss Njau? Everybody who has been coming out publicly to talk is someone who says, hey, I knew Margaret Mbitu. Nobody has ever come up on this platform to say that I knew Kangethe.
Who would? I wouldn't if I knew.
Okay.
A quick one.
Yes, Mende.
Her Excellency,
Candice.
Yeah.
Candy.
What's up?
You knew her in 2019. She was dating your brother, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, make me understand. Chances are that she knew your brother, she knew Kangethe. She knew two people at once. Is it so?
2019 is 4 years ago.
I mean, are you serious here?
No, I'm just asking because you said she knew she was dating your brother, is it?
Yeah.
But you
That
can
was
date
that
anybody.
was 4 years ago.
Yeah, as in you're allowed to go out with anybody and then you break up.
Exactly.
Mende,
When you
if I
break
start,
up,
you just move on.
I mean, that question is
Yeah.
just,
Don't
It's
you
just
think
a-
that's
wrong.
flirting? Don't you think that's flirting? Because if you're with this person and you're with this person, two people
Stop
at an
saying that.
instant.
You never say
It's
that.
not.
She was dealing with
It's
both.
not.
she wasn't
Actually,
dating.
it's listen. Let me tell you
Are
something.
you
By the way, folks, as we proceed. By the way, do you know what's interesting about you, Mende? You actually picked a name that actually fits the kind of questions you're asking here. But I love you, my brother. I mean, you picked of all names, Ulijita Mende, a cockroach. But I love you still. Stop all these speculations, bro. It's somebody who lost her life. Let me see this.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me
This
see
is
this coming
somebody's
from
daughter.
she.
Yeah.
She. She is saying, I'm from Boston. She was my friend, a very nice lady. Thank you very much, she. Thank you. Do you see, every time, okay, no, Volas, do you know how I, do you know how I run, do you know how I run this platform? I listen to everyone. Even the ones who come up with, even those who step up here and come with the dumbest statements. I will listen to you. Because one thing this life taught me is that listening is not a crime. And trust you me, you can even learn from a fool. No pun intended. So have patience. So thank you. I see there's someone from Boston. Thank you, she. I see you knew her personally. But let me tell you something. I haven't seen or heard anybody say how Kangethe was. What was Kangethe's profession for those who come from Boston? Was he a CNA or something?
I mean, who fucking knows?
The one statement that I agree, and I say this the day it happened. Oh yeah. He worked at the airport. That's right. This guy worked at the airport. That's right. Yes. Thank you, Shiko, for reminding me that. Yes, he worked at the airport. Yes. So he knew the operations of the airport so well. Oh my God. Talk about, again,
Well,
this
guys,
was perfectly premeditated.
guys, you know the sweetest part of this thing is this guy is still a suspect.
Oh my God. I don't know what to say.
I know.
Can I say
No, the
something?
guy
Can I
is still a
say
suspect.
wait? Can I say something?
We have to use the word allegedly because we just want to be
Allegedly,
polite.
that's true. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we just want to be polite.
Yes. Mende, that one, I give it to you. That's true. At this point, even as much as we are having this conversation, yes, according to the law, he's a leading suspect.
Can you see what Ghostface is saying? He was abusive to her on multiple occasions. Like they witnessed the abuse.
Story is well documented on Mwakilishi. You ever read mwakilishi.com?
Yeah,
You
I
know,
do.
yeah, the story it was there well documented.
So let's have this conversation. Let's have this conversation as Kenyans in America. Why does this keep on happening?
I want to say something and then I drop because I have to go to work at night today night.
Yes. Yeah, okay, I got you.
So you people who are in America, you men that have been in America, you have a responsibility to teach the Kenyans that are planning to come to America how this system works, because we can say like it doesn't favor the ego of a Kenyan, natural Kenyan man. You understand? So when you come here, there's a lot of adjustments to be made, especially by the men, not necessarily the women. There's a lot of adjustments for you to be able to fit into this society. There's a lot of adjustments to be made. You understand what I'm saying, right? Like in Kenya,
I'm listening. Yeah, I'm just listening. Yeah.
when you're in Kenya, you are with your wife. You probably do not even babysit your kids, right? Does it work here?
No.
Absolutely no.
Yes. Such
You listen. You don't even listen, Miss Ja. What about this? You got 2-3 kids in your house, right? You don't even see your wife. You meet at the door.
right.
Like right now, you say you're about to go to work, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then your husband is coming in from work.
And
I
you're
just
going
finished
to
my,
work.
yeah, that's how you are. Okay. Yeah. Talk to listen. Let's start being realistic. Talk to Kenyans in America. They'll tell you, hey, you'll find couples who tell you, I only sleep on this bed with my husband or wife maybe once a week on Sunday.
So
That's right. That's
No,
really
let's
true.
start being realistic.
Yeah.
Okay? Then there's something else. Hey, Miss Jao, I can go on and on because listen, it seems to me like I'm the only guy who opens up the camera who actually says it the way it is. Because man, you back up. How comes I don't listen? Mende, okay, Mende, at least you're here, you're representing the men, but how comes I don't have other men stepping up here and talking? I had 4 women come up here and talk. Where the man at? Na mko hapo chini. Mko hapo chini. Let me give men one advice. The day you will kill your ego, my brother, we'll have a peaceful world. The world will be a very beautiful place to live in. Ego is a killer in itself. I got Candace, Taddy, Miss Njau. Talk. I'm going chini. And then guess, do you know what's gonna happen, Miss Njau? Alafu tuamke kesho asubuhi tupata mwanamume mwingine ameua mwanamke Mkenya. Just like Kangethe did.
No, it
And then
won't
we'll
happen.
and then we'll make noise for 2 days, and then guess what? Everybody, we go back to your triples and your quadruples. I got bills to pay. I mean, guys, are you looking at how serious this thing is? How comes no one is stepping up and saying, hey, it's time for us to educate. It's time for us to have these meetings and actually have these open conversations for this to stop happening. Now, and I will say this again because I said this back in October and it actually manifested. If we don't step up and have an open conversation, I'm telling you, Kangethe will not be the last one to kill a Kenyan woman in America. Mende?
Just a case study. Take it as an example. You're standing somewhere. Without your knowledge, a snake was coming by. Maybe from your behind, something close to that. You stand there in a statue position without showing any kind of motion or what have you. Chances are, very high chances are, that snake, that animal will just pass by without even getting concerned that you are around. Why do I say this?
Tell us.
For something to happen, there must have been something that has triggered it. Still, I will insist, however much the action was heinous, but it was triggered by something.
You know what, Mende?
The trigger could have come from somewhere.
Mende,
The buck
as much
stopped
as
with the women. Myself, I'm egoistic. I can't.
why
deny.
you saying
I'm
the
much
buck
egoistic.
stops with the women?
They trigger all these issues. Here they
Man,
are,
you
they're all
got, man,
ganging up.
listen, you got
Here they
problems.
are,
But listen,
one,
no,
two,
no.
three,
Like
four.
Mende,
Let's listen.
If you
Let's
can even
listen.
count the number of ladies
Let's
here,
listen. Order in the
Mende,
house.
they're
Let's
almost
listen.
like
together, like
50%.
trigger in
The male are
what way?
40%.
Mende, trigger in what way? Can you try to explain to us? Like, let's just talk now without
Yeah, because
getting
he's the only man
emotional.
in the room.
Yeah,
The
Sasa
without
hao
women
getting
wengine
emotional.
wamekana kukuja.
the women in our society today feel like they own the world. They are everything. Everything revolves around them, which is a very wrong narrative. A very wrong narrative.
Give us as
They
an example.
always
Give us
play.
an example.
They always play victims, which
Can
is
you give
very
us
wrong. A
an
very wrong
example,
perspective.
like an example that
So
would
these ladies,
drive you to kill
right?
a person because they feel like they own this world? Give us an
Can you
example.
Tomai?
Case study. There have been cases of men being harassed or being done the same thing this lady was done to. How many have you had being highlighted like the way this one is now
Tell
being
us
given
one. Mention a name.
highlights like every other thing?
Can you
For the
mention?
case of men,
Listen? Can you mention to me like the last 15 years how many Kenyan men have been killed by their Kenyan wives in America?
I can't mention because they're being played, they're being downplayed, they're being taken
Because there
as
is none.
They have names. They have names.
Mother,
no,
mother
they're
can
not
never
there.
be employed.
Not that they're not there. They are there,
No,
but they're
it's
being
none.
downplayed.
No.
No, they're being
Listen,
downplayed.
can you be factual? Oh, so you're gonna tell me in the United States of America, this country, a woman can kill a man, and it's gonna be like downplay. We're gonna talk about it.
Not even.
Man,
not
where
even
are you
because
right now? Are you in Keno? Are you somewhere in Moshada? Where are you at?
No, I'm in Nairobi.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
very understandable.
Okay.
Then we understand why you're talking like
Finally.
that. Mende.
Yeah,
So you're
we
talking
understand.
like US.
There it
Right.
is.
That's fine.
You have already
Maybe it's
stereotyped
far.
me.
No.
See,
Wait.
Mandy, I'm
you've
kind
already
of
You're
Mandy,
not a
I'm
good
concerned
candidate,
about
Manda.
the women who surround you. Are they
you've
safe?
already
So
stereotyped me.
these
You
20,
see,
as in
you've
Manda, these
already
21-year-olds and 20-year-olds being murdered right, left, and center in Kenya. You are
you've already
supporting that?
you've
Manda,
already
a free advice from me with that kind of attitude, you're not even a good candidate to go to the airport, like go to Western world. You
Yeah.
got the second month you're
Facts.
gonna be in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You'll be in jail. You'll
Life
be in
in
jail.
prison
Can
without
listen?
parole.
Can I ask? Can I ask? Someone asked you if you own an Airbnb. What? Negokeide. Mende. There is
okay.
nobody. Listen,
uh,
let's be factual and let's talk about statistics. And by the way, do you want to tell me even in Kenya there are men who have been killed by women and it was never reported? It was downplayed. Is that what you want to tell me
No,
today?
no. Let's take it in this direction. It doesn't matter. It has to be okay. A good number of you wanaelewa Kiswahili, si ati lazima ikuwe ni kuuawa, but kuna ile dhuluma. Take a case study. Not even long ago, there's a lady who dispossessed a white man. All his whatever he flew into the country with. The guy remained begging just to find his way back to his mother
Manda,
country.
I think I
That
had
is
that
one case
case.
study.
I had that story, but that man was already broke. He came to Kenya with only $3,000 in his pocket. See,
What
it's
did
that
he
Okay,
do?
guy who
that
was
is one
on
case
Voice
study.
Live on TikTok talking
That is
about.
one case study.
So
But
that
if you
actually,
don't plan your finances, you don't blame women. I went to
yeah.
Kenya for a
So
whole month. I came on Monday and I was very broke. So
imagine, Miss Njao, that man went with $3,000. And $3,000
$3,000.
took
What is
up
this good for?
an Airbnb for $45, was going for parties in like high-end clubs in Kenya where you can pay even $100K for like some drinks. And then
30.
yeah.
I mean, the only difference is like folks back home they don't know. I mean, we have white men coming to Kenya with food stamps, and you think it's a
Yeah.
credit card.
I
You
know,
goofies.
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then he comes and cries and says, I don't have money to go back home. She ate even my ticket. And then he's like, he comes to TikTok and said, I came with, he took all my $3,000. I'm like, you go to Kenya to shop, unacha 40K in the supermarket, na saizi unashopia tu madhe. The
What
way things
Anyway.
become expensive.
Tati, if hata wale wa Kenya tuko hapa, you don't go home with $3,000. You know that's not right.
I
I
know.
mean, by the way, na economy ya Ruto, $3,000. That's actually what you pay at the airport once you check in your iPhones and your tablets and your
Okay.
kid stuff. Okay. Hii Kenya siku hizi hata kupumua. Ruto has taxed you already. Yeah,
I know.
1K imeenda. Guys,
Ati-
stop joking.
Ya, alafu anakuja kulia TikTok anasema huyo dame alichukua pesa zake zote. Anaulizwa how much did
Oh, yeah.
you come with? Akasema I came with $3,000 ati the money I had saved for 4 months. We are like, oh my God. Tukamwambia you
Tati,
yeah?
on that case, let me say I honestly congratulate whoever did that. Shout out to the Kenyan chick who did. I don't know the story. I'm hearing it right now, but with all due respect, I congratulate her and keep on doing it even in the future as they keep on coming to the country. They have to give us back our 40 acres. MVP,
Okay, and I'm new, baby.
give us back our 40 acres, God damn it.
For reparations, baby.
Okay.
Nyonya.
Usipeane example.
Host.
Don't give an example to
Nyonya.
that guy.
Host.
No.
Host.
That's the wrong example. Let's
Yeah.
stick with the topic that we're having right now. Yeah.
Host. Host.
Yes. Yeah.
Host kidogo, you are digressing.
Yeah. No. Go
Na
ahead. Go back to the
kidogo,
topic. We're back. That
Una-
was a quick commercial break.
unatudanganya kidogo, unatudanganya. That's wrong.
No, sijadanganya.
If we tolerate such trends, these are what leads to whatever we are having at stake. And
Okay,
these
so
are
let me actually,
these what leads to whatever
allow
we are
me.
experiencing as a country.
Okay, bedbug.
And
Allow me to actually
just because of that,
allow me to correct my statement. Bedbug.
yeah,
Allow me to correct
please,
my
and
statement.
please apologize. Please apologize. Let
My
me
dear
let
Kenyan,
me, let me
can I please give my public statement?
let me be
My
courteous
dear,
enough. Please apologize.
can I give my yes? My Kenyan women, please suck them dry. Thank you very much. MVP the boss. Was my apology loud enough? MVP, can we get one Kenyan man who's actually in the USA to come up here? I beg you.
Hello
Me
there. Hello,
apologize.
everyone.
MVP, please tell me you're in the USA.
Yeah, I'm in Jersey. How you doing?
Ah, Twende Kazi, perfect. Perfect. Finally, after 2 hours. During the
So,
conversation, what you've heard, talk to us.
yeah, I want to support a lady. There's a lady who said, the Kenyan men that, when we come to the US, we get that culture shock. That's a very good point. And, it's really affecting, most of the families because, like now when you come over here and you are not used to, taking care of kids, by yourself in the house. And now, boom, there you come and you left with the kids in the house. You have nobody to talk to. People got different shifts and people are very busy over here. You have nobody to talk to, like you're just there with the kids and, not to say not a bad thing, the kids will, they are very exhausting sometimes.
Not
So
sometimes,
that
bro. MVP, not sometimes. Listen, listen. Not sometimes.
yeah,
Can you
sure.
just say kids are exhausting? Just say that. And we love our kids. But go ahead.
Of course, yeah, they are exhausting, and that's how they grow.
Yeah.
It's how even we grew up. Like we exhausted our parents, and that's how the kids are growing. They're asking you questions, running up and down, and that's life. And
Let me ask
then
you a question.
apart from
Let me
that,
ask you a question. Let me ask you a
sure,
question, MVP, as we continue. Let me ask you a question. Because women have
right.
been talking and men never have the guts to come up here and have a conversation. Now I shall bring you up in a minute. Kangethe has been arrested. You know how he killed Margaret Mbitu.
I'll go for
I'm gonna ask you a very simple question. Why is it happening on a regular that Kenyan men are killing women, or their Kenyan women in America, and how can we stop this from happening in the future? Back to you.
Okay, yeah, we have to know the reasons as to why such is happening. And with my answer, the first answer is culture shock. Like this is what I had never used to do. I'm a 25, a 30-year-old man. I've come here to the US. That is something I've never done for the rest of
So I'm
my life.
about to go live, so can you keep it quiet too?
Somebody's talking?
No, Nash was telling someone to be quiet in the background.
Yeah,
But
so
go on.
Oh, sorry
the
about that.
culture shock, like this is what I never used to do. Like I've never done it. To be sincere, I've never done it. And there you bring, it's like putting me in jail. I'm sorry to say that, but it's that kind of feeling you feel like you're just there, like everything is
What is the
happening.
cost? So you said the cost is so when you say let's be very we gotta be
The
specific.
cost,
You said culture shock.
the
You
cost
come
is
to
the way we
America.
were.
You come to America. Here you are with. Is it the culture shock of how the American system, the American life
No, it's
is,
the
the
way we were
system?
brought up. Like it's the way we were brought up. Okay, I'm from Kenya. Even in Kenya, back there, the way we were brought up, like I've never been in the house with the young kids with a new, of course it's a new environment as well. Like that's something I've never done. If I have a family back home, okay, some of our parents are back home. Like my mother is there, my father is there, my other siblings are there. If I have a family, they'll help me do it. And in most cases, men are the ones who go hunting. men we are meant to hunt. We are not meant to just sit there. We're meant to go and bring it. We go and bring the food home. So when you come here, all of us are going hunting, right?
It's the same thing. Women in Kenya, they go hunting too.
Okay.
Of course, they go hunting, but the settings is the settings.
Can, can I can I can
Okay,
I say
Nash,
something?
Ghostface, that
So
wasn't clear. What
in
up?
this
But continue.
case for Kangethe, Kangethe, I didn't know him personally, but I knew of him and I knew pretty much all his friends. I knew Margaret as well, all her friends. Like
Finally.
where I live. I live in New Hampshire. Kangethe actually
Oh,
lived in the same town as me. He had just moved to the town where I live, but previously he lived in a town called Lowell, Massachusetts. For whoever knows Massachusetts, it's north of Boston. So for somebody like
right.
Kangethe, I would say it is not a matter of hunting because huyo ni mtu mwenye amelelewa huku. He came here as a young man. His parents are here, his brothers are here, his uncles are here, aunties are here. So ni mtu amelelewa huku. Soti yes alilelewa na culture ya Kenya, lakini pia kuna hiyo Uamerika
Thank
imeongezwa
you.
hapo
Thank you
ndani.
for clarifying that. Thank you.
So
Ndio hiyo.
when it
Hata
comes
nipo
to
umekama hapa. Kwa hivyo Kangethe aku grow up in ati ame grow up sijui pale Kino. The guy
no,
grew up in America in an American system.
nikaa mimi nilikuja, I came to the US when I was 9 years old, and I came here in
Okay, there you go.
1997. So
Okay,
yes,
perfect.
mi ni Mkenya, naendaga Kenya kutembea,
Yeah.
lakini siwezi
Yeah.
jikompea kusema ati mimi nilikuwa natembea nimelala njaa like the stories that we hear from my parents. Siwezi, I cannot compare
That's
myself
right.
to what my parents went through, right?
Thank you.
Now,
Thank you, Ghostface, for clarifying that.
our parents kuturaise huku, they raised us, they tried to raise us na hizo mentalities za Kenya, but with time, you adjust and you do as the Americans do. You live unaishi maisha wa American because that's
You
where
have
you
to.
are.
I mean, Ghostface, if you go to Rome, you do what the Romans do. It's very
Yes,
simple.
exactly.
So
So
let
ukijana
this
me, I believe
what
history yake juu he was abusive in a sense. There was cases where it's all over the news where Chapa. I think there was even a restraining order against him to her.
Really?
I didn't even know this.
Yes. So hii kesi yake said it was a one-time thing that it happened, and I think for him to kill her, she was actually, I think the story is she was trying to reject him, na huyu jamaa akakataa kurejectiwa.
That's right. Thank you, Ghostface. So far, go
So,
ahead. We listen.
and for him to do that, I think it's for him. So where I live in this part of Lowell, Massachusetts, Lowell, Boston area, Worcester, there's instances where when people love each other, like they love hard to the point where hataki kukuona na mtu mwingine, hataki kukuachilia.
True.
Unaona?
Yeah,
So
the person feels like he owns you.
yes, exactly, yes. Regardless whether ulilelewa huku, ulilelewa Kenya, that goes out the window because love, unajua mtu akipenda mtu, like you go crazy. Just like all the Black Americans, how they are sometimes with their women. Some I don't want to say white men, but sana African Americans, Black Americans wako. So unajua like how the Black Americans are when they'll fight you for their women. Tuona umeangalia demu yake in a certain way, huyo anaona ni kama unamtaka demu yake. So I believe he had that mentality.
Ghostface, you can actually correct that. Not even just fight you. Anyway, they'll kill you.
They'll
Just
kill
so
you,
you
yeah.
know.
They'll kill
That's
you.
right. Yeah.
So yeah, amelelewa na hiyo mentality ya huku. It's not a matter to your culture. It's not culture shock. That's definitely not culture shock.
Thank you very much.
Because
That has nothing to do with culture
amelelewa
shock.
huku. The guy, I think he was so entitled to her.
My God.
Very entitled to her. And she was a beautiful lady. And at the time, she grew up here too. And her parents, her sisters, they all grew up here. They've been here for a long, long, long time. I think almost over 20 years. So ni watu wamelelewa huku. So this is not this was a crime of passion, basically.
Thank you.
This was a crime of passion where the guy just didn't want to let go of this lady. And he didn't want to see this lady go anywhere else. Alikuwa tu anataka tu akuwe wake. And apparently, mtu ameuliza if did they have kids. No, they did not have kids. But I don't know how true it is. She might have been pregnant.
That is actually something, Ghostface. Someone called me from, I think from Seattle,
Yeah.
at the time when after Margaret Mbitu was found dead, and I did the show, and then someone called me and said, by the way, there are rumors that she might have been pregnant.
Yes.
And then I'm thinking,
She might not have wanted to keep it.
yes. Now listen to everyone who's watching, and you agree. Now, if that's the case, if we have a statement which is gonna confirm that Margaret Mbitu at the time of being killed she was pregnant, do you know what how that counts in the American system, in the American law system?
Double murder.
It's double homicide.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Massachusetts. I think I've done my homework pretty well. In Massachusetts, they don't have
There's no
life
death
sentence.
penalty. There's no death penalty.
That's right, no death penalty. Sorry, there's no
Yeah.
death penalty. Yeah,
It's just
so
life
it's gonna,
sentence.
yeah. So in this case, if they're gonna be whatever, depending on how they're gonna run it in the court, then it's gonna be double life sentences. If that's gonna, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but in this
Nash,
case, yeah, he's definitely spending the rest of his life in prison.
yeah. That's
If he
I
does,
mean, the
if he
guy,
doesn't commit suicide, it's definitely
Yeah.
yeah.
But I saw a tweet from the U.S. Embassy today saying they are thanking the Kenya government for like arresting him. Was
yes.
that
Yes.
yeah? Do you think he'll be repatriated soon?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
He'll be here
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
next week on Monday or Tuesday.
That's right. The guy is already like, actually, even it might even be earlier.
Yeah.
The statement from the DA in Suffolk said, I'm extremely grateful to the U.S. Department of State's Diplomatic Security Service, the FBI, of course, who are involved, the Kenyan law enforcement agencies, the Kenyan government, and the Massachusetts State Police for bringing the person accused of Margaret Mbitu's brutal murder into custody. That was the DA. Nash, and stay there, Ghostface, and thank you very much, Ghostface. Umejibu maswali zingine ambazo atatu. Sasa tumeelewa. Mimi sikuwa kulikuwa na restraining order. Did you guys know that?
No.
No.
Ashley
Samba.
is saying he's going to be in the USA on Friday. I agree. Jamal,
Yeah.
I mean the guy, these guys are not gonna waste any time. Here, murder. Awakondege sahi. Nash,
And
New Jersey.
and the fact that he ran away too.
Yes.
So it becomes a federal crime.
And by the way, Nash, Ghostface, I have another question I'm gonna be having for you in a second. Nash, let's go to you. And thank you guys. Finally, Kenyan man in the chat. Thank you.
Yes. So to me, I'm gonna say it's so sad for how this man decided to do what he did, and I don't believe in like fighting a woman. And there's always something which you guys can solve. So for me, I was raised in Kenya, so I came to the US over 20 years now. When I came here, I was a young man, but I was raised in Kenya. So before I came here, I used to raise my niece and nephew. So I was already like doing, like, you know, how we work here and you're taking care of a child. Yes, I was ready and I knew what's right or wrong. But the only thing when I came to the US, there was a culture shock here about, like, right now when you have kids, you have to take the kids to the daycare. So a husband or a wife have to decide who's gonna be at home if you guys cannot afford to pay the the daycare. But myself here, when I came, I live with a family who they had kids, and I helped to raise their kids. And also that's how also I learned the same time about to live in the U.S. But I was also I'm married myself, and I have a beautiful wife, and she's American herself, and I'm lucky she's a old school like me. Like you know how Kenya our parents like our mother treated our father. So she's like that. She does cook and she clean, and we do both the same, clean and cook. Whoever is first at home do the cleaning or cooking. But most of the time, she still don't let me do that. Even if she come from work, she just goes straight and cook.
But Nash, don't you agree? I mean, it's the 21st century. For
Yes,
Christ's sake,
yes,
the issue, the days of when, I mean, our grandfathers used to say, a man doesn't belong in the kitchen. But I mean,
yes,
for Christ's sake, things have changed.
yes,
It's the 21st
100%.
century. Men have to do exactly the same domestic chores that
Right.
women do. Okay, it
Yes.
doesn't matter. Are you gonna cook? Yes. Are you gonna do laundry? Yes. God damn it, just grab the clothes and throw them in the washing machine, in the laundry machine. It's not
Right.
who's doing it. It's just pressing a button. Get them out, put them in the dryer. Next
Yes.
thing, cooking, same thing. And
Right.
especially if you have children,
Yes.
you're not running away from these domestic responsibilities.
No. You guys have to do
Women,
both.
women,
So,
yeah. Go ahead, Nash.
so anyway, so for myself, again, I'm lucky. I was able to find. She's American, and currently I'm in Florida.
Black American,
Florida.
white American, Spanish.
She's a Black American, born and raised in the U.S. And
Okay. God damn.
myself,
By the way, hey, by the way, that's very unique, bro. Listen, when it comes to
yes,
dating these Black American women, God damn it, I did it once.
yes.
I dated a Black American for 6 hours. I was done. That's
She,
very, that's very. I mean, you don't hear this all the time. I mean, hey, we know how that goes.
no.
God damn. And
Right.
So
shout out to
my,
my Black American folks. I got a lot of Black American friends, but no, hell no.
myself,
I mean, getting all Black American coochie. Huh? No.
Host,
myself, like
host,
I'm in Florida right now. That's where I live. And also she's
host.
Floridian. And I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you the difference between the Southern and the Midwest women, or West or East. So the Southern women, like a Black American, they are like Kenyans. I'll tell you, they don't have that
Bro,
attitude.
they're like Kenyans on steroids. I lived in Georgia. What are you talking about?
I know, but Georgia and you come Florida, you see a different setting for real.
Yeah.
And
Host,
myself, I
host.
live in Florida.
Man,
No, I
wait.
live in Minnesota, and I had like previously, of course, before we married, we dated. Like my previous relationship, she was from Missouri, and she was a little bit different completely. It was different,
Kenyan or Black American?
a Black American. I dated
Man,
a
you've been
Kenyan
having, Nash, you've been
before.
having something. Yo, Nash, you've been having. Yes, hey, bro, we gotta take you. Listen, we gotta take you to. Nani Muganga hapa. We gotta get checked. What's up with Black American coochie?
For
Huh?
me, okay, I dated Africans,
He
including
like the
Kenyans,
neck bones.
but it
Okay.
didn't work. Now I said, whoever is closer
Cornbread.
to me, and that's how I was able to. And we've been together for now 11 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and we've been in
Nice.
Kenya. She's been in Kenya before several times, and
Wow.
Oh,
she go
that's
to,
why.
yeah, not no,
That's why, gosh, there's a difference when you date. Listen, there's a difference
yeah,
when you date a Black American who's been to Africa, and like you say, you've been to Kenya, than a Black American woman who actually knows Africa from just watching BET.
yeah,
Those are different ones.
right.
No
So
pun intended. And by the way, I got a lot of they
Like
actually
what?
Candace. Don't get me started.
yeah, even we have a Kenyan church here, and we always go to Kenya. She even cook Kenyan food, so she loves Kenyan food. She
Amazing.
cooks like for
Allah Akbar.
anything, like
Good for
you
you.
know the difference. And then on this part, whatever we're talking about, like in our church, we have a men's group, Kenyan men's group also, where we also talk about the situation. And also we have other friends we invite, like so that we cannot have this kind of situation with women, because sometimes women can provoke you, but there's a way how to go around it and solve the problem without fighting.
Now, actually, let me ask you a question. You dating again?
Yes,
This is an intercultural marriage which you are in. And
right.
but let me actually ask a question. Ghostface, um, you've lived in America also your whole life. Do you have a Black American girlfriend?
No, me, I have a Rwandese wife.
Wow.
Wow, nice.
Mashallah. Hey, you
That's
got the
nice.
best ones. Hey, you got the
Yes.
best ones.
I do got the
Ghostface,
best one.
yeah, my WhatsApp number is in my bio. Just hit me up. Need to go to Rwanda.
She got
You got
sisters too.
you got. Oh, Allah Akbar.
Host,
This
host,
Mende.
host,
Let's go back to bed,
Dalton
Bob.
is like Alhamdulillah.
host,
Oh.
host, host.
Yes.
Let's not forget this. Mwachamila ni mtumwa.
So what is that supposed to mean?
Whatever you people are trying to insinuate about culture shock and whatever you're trying to insinuate up initially, Mwachamila ni mtumwa.
So
So
what's
what
your
does
What are you
it?
point?
talking
So
What's your
what's
about?
your
People
point?
are
point? So
talking
what's your?
about their spouses.
And then
I don't
plus whatever.
I mean,
So
no
what do you
wonder.
mean
Listen,
by
I
that?
told you.
Whenever Ngash was giving out his contribution, you could
Of
just
Mwachamila.
scroll through the no, you could
Okay,
scroll through the comment section. Whatever
Mende,
these ladies were up
wait.
to.
Mende, wait.
The,
Well,
it
Mende,
was sounding
wait.
kind of sarcastic.
Mende, wait. Listen, Mwachamila ni mtuma. Can you just have a look at your profile picture, bro? You got a profile picture of a white woman wearing sunglasses who I thought was your wife when you came up here. And now you are here talking Mwachamila ni mtumwa. Why haven't you put picture Wangari Maathai kwa your profile picture yako? Gakware. Why haven't you?
Wangari Maathai is the late.
Yekira bishama ya Wangari hautoki yone.
Sidika.
So ni
So
yangu ni obituary, ni yake ni the late.
sasa wewe unaweka picha ya mzungu ya nini? You are contradicting yourself.
Ungeka Vera Sidika hapo.
Eh. I'm at least I'm for Christ's sake manakarua. Unbelievable. Tati, Mwachamila ni mtuma, but the guy is having a profile picture of a white woman with sunglasses. God, give me a break.
Host.
Now be hard,
Can I
I
say
can know.
Yeah, who
something?
looks like a
Host,
Karen?
Can I say something?
I like him
Can I
though.
say something?
Let's go. Yes, Nash, let's go.
Can you just go? Can you go just marry somebody who you don't even know? I'm trying to answer Amanda, because right now, okay,
Oh,
I
I
can
thought you
go.
were asking me. I would have
No,
given
not you.
I would have given you a
But
classic answer.
no, we are talking. It's a conversation within the
Ah,
group.
okay.
You
Okay.
cannot marry somebody you don't know, because the problem, if let's assume I go Kenya right now, I chase a woman, and the next thing I bring her here, this problem we're having right now is the same thing which have happened to other Kenyans. So the problem, like the only way is to ask why you chose to marry your wife. There's a lot of reason, and I can answer that, because I've been living in this
11 years.
country for over 20 years and have been around Kenyans, and beautiful Kenyans, but we are different. You cannot just choose she's beautiful, everything, but you guys cannot be in one house. So,
No, but
you
Nash,
know what I mean?
you know, Nash, listen.
Yes.
What you've done is you've at least you've painted a picture
Right.
of your dating history. From what I understand, bro, you've been hooked up on Black American coochie for some time. Since you came to this country, I think you left Kenyan women and you said, you know what? The first time you smashed that Black American, you're like, God damn it, I ain't going back to my people. Now, the good thing is you're happily married 11 years.
Right.
Respect for that. Ghostface,
Yes.
how long you been married to your African queen?
10 years.
10 years. Man, every time I hear people like this, MVP,
Host,
how long,
host, there's
how
a
long you been
problem.
with?
There's a problem, host.
There's a problem.
There's a
There's a problem with
problem.
your profile picture. I know that.
Why
Then let me-
not? Why
order,
not Kenyan women?
order in the house. Order in the
Why not
house.
Kenyan women?
You can ask
Why
that
are they just
question when-
marrying Rwandese, Black American? Why not these Kenyan ladies? Why? Because there's a problem.
You're-
They are problematic. They know themselves here. Wamejaa hapa wanajijua.
Okay.
It's not problematic.
No, that's a different story now. If you have to talk
Yeah.
about it,
Oh,
The
Manda,
guy is
Manda,
hurt.
Manda, that is a story. Manda, that is a story for next time.
yes,
Manda, you must be found at parties.
yeah,
Manda is hurt. Manda is hurt. MVP, married.
Yeah,
I think
5 years.
Manda
MVP,
is saying because most of these
5 years.
men
Yeah,
are not
5
married
years.
to Kenyan
Okay.
women, I think
Kenyan
we are
or
problematic.
Kenyan. But I want to
Okay.
add something. I want to add something to what
Manda, you
Ngash said.
see,
Yes. Finally.
Yeah. So I just have like a different face of it. Like
yes,
what could have happened if Ngash wasn't able to understand and support the wife. That is a side that we need to look at, and that is a side that is affecting most families. Gash is able to sit
Fact.
down and do one or two support, and we have those men that will never change. They'll stick to the old
Support in
ways
what
of
sense?
doing it.
Support in what
Yeah.
sense?
I think he's talking about financial support.
Support in he said, if somebody's not home, you do whatever is supposed to be done. That is the kind of
Yeah.
support that I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, yeah. We
oh,
Because
have to.
yeah,
These days,
we have
bro.
different people.
21st century, we have to MVP the boss.
Yeah, but we have those people, we have those men. Don't assume that we don't have them. We have
No, we
those
have them.
men.
No, we have them. It's a
We
problem.
have
I
them.
understand that.
Yes.
We have them,
Yes.
and that
Yeah.
becomes a problem now within that institution.
Yes.
Because a family is an institution.
Uh-huh.
I
and
So
agree.
yeah,
also,
that's what I wanted to put in. Like we have
No, but
those that
I have a different opinion on that one.
Ghostface, let me ask, as you give your opinion, do you think we have, okay, do we have men in America? Mtu ako na bibi Mkenya, ako na toi, ako na familia, lakini anasema kama ni kufua nguo hawezi fua, kama ni kuchangewa toi
yeah.
diaper hawezi changewa toi diaper, kama hata
Yeah.
kuwapeleka deki hawezi. And yet, that same woman is also working.
Uh-huh.
I mean that's different.
How do you balance?
I mean that's different. But unajua sasa like some every situation is different. Every marriage is different. The way kila mtu anaelewana kwa marriage yake ni tofauti. Venye Ngash na bibi yake wanaelewana ni tofauti na venye mimi na bibi yangu tunaelewana. Every woman is different. Every woman is submissive in their own way. Every man is, I don't want to say a man is submissive, but we're all alpha males in our own ways, right? So
That's how we are created. That's
yes,
part of God's
and that's how
creation.
we are created. So
We
venye
cannot get away
mimi
from
kwangu
it.
kwa relationship yangu, my wife might be submissive and I'm the alpha male, or I don't want to say she's the alpha female and I'm the submissive one. So it just depends on how you understand each other. Juu hata bibi anaweza kuwa the alpha female and be submissive at the same time.
And that's actually like the best woman you can ever get in your life.
It depends. It depends.
Listen, if you can
that one's
balance that-
debatable. That one's debatable.
Now, actually, the good thing I like about this conversation, now we are having a balanced conversation because now I have men talking and women talking. Tati, tuhamwe.
Yeah.
Now we have men talking
one? Yeah.
and women talk. Now this is what I call a balanced conversation. And can I say something here? Let me talk to men again.
yes,
Doing domestic chores like whatever, like cooking or whatever, doesn't make you less of a man.
It does not.
no,
It does not.
nope,
That's actually let me say this. This is actually
Nice.
an investment into a relationship. It's an investment into a relationship. Man, she comes home from work, she's tired, she walks in, she opens her door and she smells the food. Buddha.
Everything mende
That is blunt.
mende ni kama
That is
kuna
blunt.
No. Mende will fuck
Acha
it up.
tusikie
Mende will
mende
fuck it up.
anasema nini.
no, that's
Mende
not-
will fuck it up. It's listen, I'm in my Valentine's vibe right now. He'll fuck it up. Come on, bad bug. He'll fuck it up.
That is
Watch.
the greatest blunder ever in life.
I told
Mende
you.
is single
You
like
don't
a
like
A
it?
dollar
woman should
bill.
understand
The
her
guy's hurt.
position in the family. Women, understand your roles and your position in the family.
What's
Understand
your
your
background, man?
setting.
When him kisi ama? Are you
Mimi ni
kissing?
Mjaluo. Understand your setting.
Oh, when
I'm
him
a Luo.
jalu. I'm okay. I'm
Understand
not
your
surprised.
setting and your
I'm not surprised.
position.
I'm not surprised.
Understand your setting and your
Mende akona
position.
bibi.
Mende is
Fit
a
right into
passport
your
Right?
bro.
roles. Fit right into your
Mende,
roles. Yes, please. Fit right into
listen. You
your
can
roles.
listen.
So what is
Mende,
the
you can.
If
Mende?
you
What are
fit
the
Mende,
roles?
perfectly,
Mende, what are the roles?
Mende,
What are
are
the
you
roles?
attracted to
to
men or are you attracted to
Mende,
women? No,
is
let's
that person
just
is
tell
that
Oh
us
person
like
Lord.
picture
right now.
your
Just
person?
be honest. Dead ass.
So, can I ask a question? Would you like your house
Yes,
to be
Nash.
dirty? Your house to be dirty and organized, and while you're watching, sitting down, watching a TV? No, not my house. My house have to be in order.
Okay.
Yes,
No,
that's how I roll. Even if
Mende.
I have
Mende,
guests in the house,
if it's
I
I
think
take care of my
Menda
house
is
because
representing
it's
the
not
man that
about
I said
the woman, is your
that
house.
they can change.
Yes. That's right. That's right. That's right. And by the way, you know what? And as that's why I appreciate him being here. You see the way he's talking? We got Kenyan men in America who have the same mentality.
Yes, that's the
And
kind of man
yet,
I'm talking about. Yep.
you're
Those are-
surprised that you wake up in the
Mhm.
morning and you find a woman has been killed by a Kenyan
Yeah.
man simply
hmm
because you have a man who came to America and never changed his mindset
That's
or
it.
adjusted
That's it. That's it.
to the reality of what's going on
hmm
here.
hmm
Mende, you know what, my brother? Stay in Kenya, Buddha. Airport, unaonea kwa, you know, like the way they have like those nice
Wameona
videos
kwa
of
view sasa.
kwa view sasa, exactly. Kwa TikTok
can I
pale, ka
tell you
video
one thing?
kazuri is not
Ndege
gonna work for you
Embakasi,
over here.
msaada ni
Embakasi,
Can I tell you
airport.
one thing?
Embakasi.
Give it 1 year. I'll be coming to your show. If at all it will be like live, or
Mende, I have a
you'll be having a
question.
studio somewhere. I'll come
Mende, I have a question.
live
This
on
girl
this
on your
show.
profile picture, is it the person who's gonna be your wife, or she's already your wife and planning
He's
to bring
already,
you here?
He
he's
probably
already.
trying to scam her
You're
off her
gonna get
He's
this
pension.
girl
he's
to
he's
come.
This guy is a
manifesting.
wash wash guy.
My
He's
God,
manifesting.
Uja mani
Mende,
wash wash.
when you come here,
No, no, Tati,
Yahoo boy.
Tati, Tati,
Eh?
Tati. You know, listen. You know, on my show, I'm always exposing all these rogue agents. Menda is a wash wash guy. You know those Yahoo boys? He's one of them. Eh? Ako
He's a
hapa
beach.
kuna base,
He's
lakini
a
akianza
beach boy.
kuongelesha, wait, no, relax. Can someone check his profile real quick? I'm sure ana picha yake. Ameweka picha za mwanamke mzungu. That's what you do. Huh? But we
Yani
love you
beach
though.
boy.
Bed
Yani
bug,
beach
kaa tu
boy.
hapo. Kaa tu hapo. Bed bug.
Trust
I
me,
like your ambition.
give
It's a balanced
it
conversation.
1
It's a
year.
balanced
Give it 1
conversation,
year.
yes.
It's a balanced
Yeah,
conversation. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, and I wish you all the
that's
best.
like foreign
I wish
cutie.
you all the best.
That's what that white woman will make him do.
Yes,
He
I
will be
mean,
doing
listen,
all the
I'm
chores.
ain't here to kill your dreams. I'm ain't here to kill your dreams. All of us, we have dreams, and listen, I'm not
And
here to
these
kill your
ladies are
dreams and
so
visions,
bitter.
bro.
These ladies are so bitter. Oi. More
Wacha
than
nikwambie Mende. It's not that the ladies are better.
Mende,
When you
hakuna mtu
live
mwenye ako bitter.
when
We are even reasoning with you nicely.
when you live
Hakuna
when you live
bitterness.
when you live abroad,
They are massaging
everybody,
you.
every woman or every man is pretty much not. I don't want to say on the same level playing field, but
Yes.
women become very empowered to the point where it's not that until they submit to you with everything like Kenyan women because you provide everything because they can provide their own shit here in America. They don't
Okay.
need you to provide anything for them. They can do it
Preach.
themselves, and they can
Duh.
probably do it even better than you.
bro,
Okay.
Duh.
there's something those
Duh.
ladies can't provide for
Facts.
themselves that you have to
Oh,
Like
do.
what?
Facts.
Like
Yeah.
what?
There's
Like
something
what?
Like what? There's not one thing. There's not one thing you can name a woman here in America, UK, that they cannot provide for themselves. If it's pleasuring themselves, they can do that probably better than you can do it for them.
Let me actually,
If it's
Ghostface,
cooking,
let me,
they can
Ghostface.
do
You
it
know, we are dealing
better
with
than
someone who's
you.
in Nairobi. He's in Kenyan. I understand that part. But let me actually try to paint the picture. He's in Nairobi with a Luo mindset, that traditional Luo mindset. Mende, my friend, I wish in that 1 year, like you say, you're gonna come to America. And then I hope and I wish that on that same token, you're gonna find this American woman or a Kenyan woman in America who's actually gonna call Uber for you to pick you up, to come and fuck up for 2 hours, and then you go back home. Go the fuck back home. because I don't need a man. I got everything under control.
And they don't want to be attached too.
They don't want to be attached to it. And by the way, you know what they're gonna say, man?
And they
Don't
got their
call
own
me
shit.
either.
Yes.
Okay?
And,
Okay? Don't
and
call me.
this lady, this
Don't
girl,
call me bad bug. How do you say? Don't call me bad bug.
this girl who's petitioned for him to come to America, this white lady. I think I saw you, Mende, in another platform talking about you have been petitioned or something. If this lady, she will be driving you everywhere because you don't have a license. Your life will be dependent on her.
All the best. All the best.
Now going back to the original
Topic.
conversation about men who come here and watu hiyo mentality yao haitoki Kenya ile ati kusuppress wanawake. I would say, I don't want to say mtu kama Mendendi anakujaga anafanya, but ni mtu kama Mende anakujaga hapa yeye ndiye anataka kuwa the alpha male, lakini hana kitu ya kufanya. Mwanamke ndiye anamfanyia kila kitu, but yeye ndiye anataka control the household. So yeye anakasirika, anafanya nini? Anaanza kupiga bibi. Na kwanza kupiga bibi, it turns now becomes even more violent, back to the point where sasa hata anamuumiza, and then one thing leads to another, anaweza hata muua.
Yep.
Ghostface, can I say something that happened yesterday? Yesterday was it yesterday? Yesterday on my show, on my breakfast show, I had this lady, by the way, she's here in America, and she gave a very powerful story of what she went through to be able to detach herself from her abusive husband in Kenya. And let me tell you something. Two things stood out from that broadcast yesterday. A, I did a poll asking, are you a victim of domestic abuse? 56% of the women who are watching say that they have been victims of domestic abuse, or even still in that relationship and they're still victims of domestic abuse. That stood out. Note that number, 56%. That's scary. And that's why I keep on saying here, if we don't run this conversation, especially as Kenyans in America, Kangethe will not be the last one.
And it won't. Like, I'll give you another example. I don't know if you guys saw in the news a couple weeks ago, the Kenyan guy in Connecticut who came all the way from Kenya to track his wife.
Yeah, we just talked about that.
Yeah,
but go ahead, Ghostface. Yeah.
So,
Go ahead.
so cases kama hizo, like they're rampant everywhere,
Right.
everywhere, right? And yes, the conversations needs to be had by everybody. That's one thing that inafaa kuongelelea, not just because
Kabisa.
ati sasa juu wanawake wameanza kuuliwa. No, it should be a regular conversation.
Yes, a regular conversation. And okay, allow me to, can I digress just a little bit? Do you know, like, one institution that I actually blame that tends to shy off from this kind of conversations? Kenyan churches in America. Kaiwakiruo.
Yes.
I can hear their needle drop.
Actually, I'll tell you, if you allow me.
Yeah, sure.
Like right now, we have Kenyan diaspora in Florida, right? And we have another, it's called African Union in Florida. We started last year. So right now we have also people from Africa, not only Kenya, because we men, like men and women, we need to know how we can live in this country, and the same time what's going on right now, because the same way we come and visit or live in the US or go to school here, there's a lot of culture shock, and we're trying to help people from coming to the US to go school, visit, or like the way we say intermarriages also, because right now you cannot just wait to go marry back home, and maybe there's a beautiful woman here from a different country, like the one who is it Ghost who married Rwandese,
Rwandese.
right?
Yeah.
He got lucky with that one.
Yeah,
I'm going to Rwanda too.
Yeah, so I know, right? So that's how we are doing because we don't have to go back home. You know, the process to bring somebody from Africa, that process, and yet there's a beautiful women or men here, handsome men, without that process because time
Mm.
is running, and some people came here when they're older, and by the time you marry, you don't even know the person you're dealing with. So it's helping people to mingle and know each other the same time to know each other culture because we have a lot of activity we always do like go to the beach, family events. Even we used to have every Sunday we have like running, and most of the time people come as a family cheer up, and also we do soccer also at the same time. So the only thing right now is winter is cold. We stopped running. Now the running gonna start maybe February, March there again. Yes. So
Now, Nyash, there's actually, man, the comments, I'm seeing some of these comments that are really poking out. CJ, Kenyans in diaspora act like one family, but they are totally strangers in churches. I agree. I
yeah,
agree.
so that's what I'll say. And I'm just praying to have this kind of conversation and appreciate how you hosting this kind of because it's hard to so for some Kenyans to understand what's going on around where they are in. So
Absolutely.
I
I do
appreciate.
this.
Yeah.
I do this. Like these are. I like. I'm here every day. Listen, I'm doing 3 shows a day. Those and shout out if you're new here at Vote TV, make sure you follow the host as we continue to grow. Right now we're heading to 200,000 followers on TikTok. Thank you very much for your support. Also for those who are watching, don't forget you can support this platform in different ways. I see someone has subscribed. Let me give you a shout out as well. Thank you for your subscription. Thank you very much. And you can also support our life goal as we proceed because Vote TV, this is a home of love and humanity. And those who know this platform, this is a platform where we empower each other each and every single day. The way you walk in here is not the way
Host,
you walk out. Bedbug, just
host,
give me 1 second. The way you walk in here is not the way you walk out. You learn
Yes.
something, you'll learn something new, you'll get some new inspiration, and you'll get some new motivation. That's what Vote TV represents. That's what this. Shout out to all the new followers. Thank you very much. So any support on this platform, shout out to anybody who was gifted. Thank you very much because we give all this back to the community. And I'm so happy today because I have men in the parliament who are talking. Tati, can we say amen on that?
Amen.
Amen.
We got men in the
Amen.
chat.
Yeah,
We got men in the
Yeah,
parliament today
they're
talking.
very smart, very nice
I
men.
know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Allow me to add
Equal.
something.
Oh yeah, absolutely. MVP, go ahead.
Yeah, so there's a lot of loneliness in these, outside countries, to be sincere. And when you get somebody like, a lady, you rush into, you know, satisfying your loneliness and your bodily whatever pleasures. So we don't get time to sit down, courtship, the period you're supposed to sit down with whoever you're planning to partner with. So we don't sit down and talk. And talking means how to survive in the life that is ahead of us. Financially, every point has to be discussed. So we don't really get to sit down. We rush in, boom, the kids are here, boom. Like now we start fighting about where the money is coming. Daycare money, da 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 da. All that is like we didn't plan it. We just rushed in and everything just happened. That's all I wanted to add here.
And by the way, again, Tati, Candice, you guys, I also want you to, if there's anything you like to spice up. And those who are watching, if listen, this is an open platform. If there's something you're gonna come here and talk about, I'm open. I'm gonna change my setting, and then I can actually even pick more guests as we continue.
host,
Yes, Mende, back to you.
host. Not that I'm so negative.
No, no,
Msinichukulie
no.
kwa ubaya.
No.
I'm just speaking my opinion as well.
Absolutely. And that's your democratic right.
Yes, that African setup, hiyo tabia sijui una change diaper na bibi ako kwa nyumba. It doesn't make sense. Unaosha vyombo na mwanamke ako kwa nyumba. Are you married or have you married? Who has married
Do you have
who? Who
Mendes,
has married who?
have any children?
Oh, let me just
I like
before you
Mende. I like
interject.
Mende the way Mende is reasoning. These are the kind of, like the other side of it. I like it. I love
That's what
it.
I'm saying. That's
To,
right.
to
It's
be
about time to listen.
precise, if at all such men don't have a space in the United States, how is Kibe surviving, Andrew Kibe?
Because the funny thing is, right?
Yes.
I'll answer that for you. Funny thing is, somebody like Andrew Kibe, as much as he's the Afro, he's the macho man, he will show you all that, right? But behind the scenes, once he turns off his camera, he does the same shit that all of us Americans here do. We wash our own clothes, we wash our own dishes, we clean our own houses. Like, he will tell you not to do that shit, but 100% he will do that. Sasa unajua kuna ile mwenye mtu anaongeaga juu he has a certain he has a certain following that he has to maintain, and he has a certain image that he has to maintain, and that's pretty much a lot of people. It's just not him. A lot of people, watakuambia, oh, don't do this, don't do that. Bibi yako anafaa kupigia magoti akikuserve chakula, but behind the scenes yeye kwanza labda utakuta yeye ndiye anapiga magoti
Buddha, ako jikoni na apron.
yes, like
Akipika
honestly,
chapo.
Can,
like
can I give you
I
a
mean,
brief story?
Mende, listen. If he was telling that Akiwa Kenya, that's something different. But he's
but
he's
here
in
in
the
America,
he's here in America, bro. My friend. Okay, but again, that's what my friends, kings and queens. This is exactly what I call a balanced conversation, because there's this side and there's the other side. And Manda is saying, hey, Manda, let me ask you a question. And by the way, do me a favor. Can you please just change that profile picture, guy? Just for the sake of this show. Because I don't know what is actually agitating me. Either your profile picture or what you're saying. I'm getting confused. But
I'll change
are you
it.
single?
Can I give
Are you
you?
single? Are you single? Are you single?
She's
That's a
sleeping right
dollar
beside
bill,
me.
baby.
What do you say?
Analala kwa kando yangu hata saa hii.
Are you sure?
Not
I'm
single.
very sure of what I'm
I
telling
highly
you.
doubt it. But okay, we'll give
Yeah,
benefit
blow
of
up
the
Yeah,
doubt.
I know.
How are
I'm
you?
sure. Yeah, I know the only thing that
How
is
I
lying
wish I
next to you
could.
is your mattress and the bed bugs, of course.
I wish I
But
could do
no
a
pun
video.
intended.
I want to support. I
Okay,
want
na
to
video.
support.
I wish I could do a video, but okay, it's unnecessary though. Okay, can I give you a brief story? Kidogo tu. Si kupenda kwangu. Ni ile setup nimelelewa.
Haya, twende nalo.
I recall my father akituambia, there's a time the father, that's my grandfather now, alikuja akampata na shosho, the mother to my father now, akampata wako kwa jikoni, these people are cooking outside, kuna nyesha kabisa. Actually my grandmother alikuwa bibi wa pili, yeah, alikuwa the second wife. They had like four wives. Oh,
Oh,
this guy
the guy was
akakuja
a pimp. The guy was a pimp back in the days. That was a pimp. 4 wives, that's a pimp. Yeah, go ahead.
akapata my dad ako kando ya mama yake wanapika ugali. Do you know what happened?
No.
The guy alishikwa na mkono moja, that is my dad, akarushwa nje kama nilikwambia aje. And then
Kama
the
gunia
next thing
makorofia.
ilikuwa hiyo karai ya ugali,
Hii gari hapa kwangu ni
hiyo karai ya ugali ikamfuata next nyuma yake. Juu ya nini? Alikuwa anamfunza manners. Wanaume wafai kukaa kwa jikoni. Jikoni ni wanawake. As in don't term it male chauvinism, but there are those attributes na zile tabia zenye unafaa na zile kazi and duties and what have you unafaa uachie wanawake na zile zenye unafaa uachie wanaume. Just in the same way there one of these guys hapa juu alisema wanaume kazi yao ni kuenda kuhunt, wanawake ni kureceive na kutayarisha kenye walienda kuhunt. So the bottom line is we are all Africans. Utakimbilia uende hiyo culture ya wazungu and what have you, but still the bottom line you are an African. For life you are an African, you are not an American.
But
Na
cleaning,
ndio namalizia, mwacha mila ni mtumwa. Don't be a slave of other people's culture, yet you're abandoning your own culture. You just
So in
solve
other
it
words,
food.
so in other words, Mende, you're saying again we should follow the footsteps of your great grandfather, and men should not be doing domestic chores
Manda,
like cooking and doing all this stuff.
do you cook
Do you
for
cook yourself?
yourself?
That's right. Good question.
I
Why
have a
should
question. I have a question for
Mende,
him.
bwa msha huyo bibi yako
So
tumuone. Tumpige makofi.
tuone bibi yako saizi
Hebu mwamshe tupige
Yeah.
makofi.
kama ujipikiangi, yani ujai kukua in life in college alone bila hata mama ama baba, so you used to look for girlfriends to cook for you.
Mende,
Si
amsha
kulikuwa
bibi
na
yako
kulikuwa na
tumpigie makofi.
cafeteria.
Amejaribu jamani.
So in Kenya unaenda kubuy food ukiwa uni kwa cafeteria.
Why not?
Ulikuwa
In fact
uni gani?
it was the easiest option actually.
Which uni did you go to?
Nilikuwa Kemu.
So uko ulikuwa unaenda kubuy food every day, na venye Kenya tunakuwaga tumejaa hustle nation. Iyo 10 bob tulikuwa tukibuy tukiwa college, tunabuy tu mboga na uko na ugali alafu unapika. So you want to tell me you used to afford to buy food for yourself every day?
Absolutely yes. Because
No, I
me
don't
like
believe you.
no, you have to believe, because me 90% actually 90% of my time sikuwa ikaa kwa nyumba, because during the day niko lectures, ikifika jioni niko uwanjani mpaka saa moja. Utatoka kama umechoka. Kwa hiyo ukichoka unaenda kupika saa ngapi? You bathe and
So
you
Mende,
sleep.
in other words, wanaume, let's actually stick to Kenyan. So kwa hivyo Kenyan men ambao wako Europe na America na Australia ambao they cook and they do laundry, au si wanaume in your opinion?
Kana those are
Chamila.
clones. They are clones. They are clones. Do you know why there are so many Kalenjin guys in Australia and not in
No,
in
wait.
the
Did you say
US?
they are clones? Did you say they are clones?
Yeah, they are clones. They are
I mean,
examples of
sorry,
men.
Clowns or clones?
clowns or
They are-
clones?
they- ni sampuli ya wanaume.
Oh, clones. Okay. Direct translation.
They're examples of men. They are not
English is
men.
English.
They're
So Mendel,
examples.
let me ask
The
you a
English is
question.
English.
Mendel, let me ask you a question. So,
Mhm.
say by God's grace, you happen wewe mwenye peke yako, uko peke yako, ushinde green card ama upate visa kukuja majuu kwenda
Green
Australia,
card
kwenda
sitashinda.
China.
Green
Ngoja
card
kwanza.
sitashinda.
No, just listen
I should
first.
be
Listen
going
Ngoja
to
first.
pass
kwanza.
passport
Listen.
anytime
Hold
soon.
on.
Listen. The same
Let me
way,
ask,
the
let
same
me
way
ask
we're
you the
taking time
question,
to listen to your garbage.
then you can nini.
Listen to everybody else.
So, if you were to happen to get the paperwork, whatever paperwork it is, ukuje US, kwenda Canada, kwenda China, wherever the case, right? Na uko peke yako. Would you, when you get to one of those countries, say, let's use US as an example. When you come to the US, now you're by yourself. The host who was hosting you has, put you up on your feet, and you get your own apartment and whatnot. Now, since you're living in that apartment by yourself, what are you gonna do when it comes to food? When it comes to cleanliness? When it comes to just the daily, if it's vile tu za kawaida, what are you gonna do? Because you're saying that when as tukikuja majuu ama wenye tuko majuu, we shouldn't conform to the American culture. We should just tukae tukawa Kenya. Kama ni kutembea venye tuko tunatembeaga Kenya, tutembee, tusiendeshe magari. Like what exactly would you do yourself?
Tunaweza fanya kisengere nyuma
But be
kidogo.
logical when you answer that question. Be
A
logical.
little of
Don't just
flashback.
answer.
A little of flashback. I'm very logical, by the way. I'm very logical. Umesema I am staying alone, is it? There's a difference between staying alone na ukiwa na bibi, unafanya hizi vitu na bibi yako kwa nyumba, and you are alone. But by the time that you said you are alone, I think that answers everything. Being alone and being with the wife in the house. I hope you are getting the difference. Umejijibu mwenyewe.
So
No, you didn't answer the question. He told you to think before answering. And that's the part that you missed.
so unajua umesema ati the men who are in America, they are clowns, they are, for examples, they are whatever. They're not African men. That's what he said, right? They're not actual men.
Because when you cook or do laundry, it makes you a lesser man.
It makes you less of a man.
Yeah.
Now in this
That's
instance,
his world.
because in this instance, it will make him less of a man. Ako peke yake, right? Ako peke yake, he has to cook. He has to cook.
The argument that actually allow me to say the argument is the fact that this guy when one day when he was a little boy, he saw his own father being chased out on sufuria ugali because he was cooking. You know. Listen, I'm the kind of person who understands everybody. He has never healed from that.
So hiyo ndio inamsumbua.
Ile sufuria ugali, hiyo was a problem.
Oh.
He hasn't healed yet. Yeah. Let's try to PTSD. Thank you.
He's got daddy issues.
We can actually maybe brand that as sufuria ugali PTSD as we continue.